Hey, I feel like my camera's a little bit askew. Alright, I think that looks better. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is definitely gonna be a lot different than what you're used to seeing here, but I wanted to take a break from all my tutorials and regular social media marketing advice content to just kind of get real with you and tell you how I've been doing and what plans I have for my business now that our whole world is kind of turned upside down. And I'm hoping that this video will also give you a little bit of hope and encouragement to know that you can keep moving forward, and maybe there'll be some ideas in there for things that you could do to sort of change up your business now that we're in very different circumstances than we were even just a few weeks ago. Before I get into that, I want to give a little bit of backstory with what's been going on in my life in the past couple of weeks. You might have noticed in my last video, obviously, I was not at home. I was in Florida, and I just got back earlier this week. So you're going to be seeing this on Friday. So I've been home for pretty much a week by the time you're seeing this video. When we left to go on our vacation, everything seemed a lot less dire and a lot less intense than I think it was then. So for us, we were like, we're gonna drive down to Florida anyway because, you know, we knew that we could be safe and pretty self-isolated while we were down there. We pretty much just hung out in our Airbnb, went to the beach a couple times and stayed away from people. But as we were down there, like as each day went on, things kept getting a little bit more intense and a little bit more scary. And of course, eventually our country's leader was like, you need to come home now.
Let me be clear. If you're abroad, it's time for you to come home.
And so we did end up coming home a little bit early, and it was very fortunate that I ended up being in Florida at that time because my grandma was also there. She had gone down for the entire month and was kind of left without somebody to easily take her home. So she was there with a car, and she doesn't do highway driving, so I ended up driving my grandma the 24 hours back from Florida to Ontario, and then Dan drove the vehicle that we brought down there. Needless to say, I've never done that much driving in my life before now. So that was a new experience, but it all went very smoothly. So now I am home safe and sound, living in quarantine for at least 14 days. And after that, honestly, I don't know if my life is gonna be that much different because I'm probably just gonna continue to isolate myself from everyone and everything until further notice, until we're told that we can stop. And now I'm kind of left, probably similar to you, trying to figure out what my business and just everything I do in my life is gonna look like now under these circumstances. So in the spirit of full transparency, I'm just gonna tell you what has changed and how that is like altering my income and what I'm working on right now. So if you didn't already know, in addition to this YouTube thing, I also have a whole business where I create social media content for clients, including podcasts, YouTube videos, Instagram content, all of that stuff. So if you thought that all I did was make YouTube videos, actually, the majority of my income comes from client work. And I have an assistant, Taylor, who helps me do that. So it's not just a one-person thing either. It's like the two of us are working on all the social content for a lot of different people. Part of that job is going and recording podcasts or going and filming TikToks with clients. So it can't all be done remotely, but I am very fortunate that a lot of the work I do, like editing videos, for instance, or even editing podcasts for certain clients, that stuff can be done remotely. But even with that flexibility, there were still a number of projects that have been canceled or put on hold, or just like a lot of different prospective clients that I was talking to about working with them over the next couple weeks that I now just know I'm not gonna follow up with them right now because it would probably just be very annoying. Because it was gonna be in-person shoots and filming stuff for online courses and promotional videos, and that kind of stuff just cannot be done right now, especially when, you know, we're in a state of emergency where everybody is supposed to be isolating themselves. So that is like a little bit discouraging, to be honest, but even though I think like a lot of people would probably be freaking out about losing that much potential business, I actually feel like strangely calm and okay with it, and I want to tell you why. For a long time, I have been trying to work towards taking my business to something that is more completely work from home and remote, and not because I want to be able to quarantine myself in my house all the time, but because I want to be able to travel and pretty much work from anywhere. That's been my dream for a really long time. And so in a weird way, this whole terrible crisis has given me an excuse to kind of push myself more towards that remote working / working from home reality. So obviously it sucks to lose potential income and these clients that I was looking forward to working with, but it's also kind of an opportunity for me to try to get creative and innovative and find new ways for me to make my business work without me having to be in person with my clients. I'm not saying that after this I'm never going to do in-person work again, because I do have some wedding films booked this summer that I'm assuming I'm still going to do. So that kind of stuff will continue, but I am looking forward to kind of making that a little bit of a smaller piece of my business, because like I said, for a long time already, I've been wanting to be as much an online and remote business as possible. So in some cases, like I said, stuff's been postponed or canceled, but in some cases I've been able to get creative and take it online. I have a client that I normally go and record podcasts in person with, and this week we're gonna do it all over Zoom. So that's just an example of one way that I'm trying to do stuff online as much as I can instead of cancel it, so that I can keep content going out for my clients. In addition to all of that, I am focusing a lot more of my time on creating content for you, which is part of why I wanted to make this video, because I really want to hear from you what you would find helpful right now. I just really felt like if I kept posting tutorials of like, here's how to make a TikTok, here's how to do this on Instagram, grow organically on Instagram, that it would seem like I'm totally ignoring like what's happening in the world right now. And I feel like all of our lives are just way too different at this point for me to go on like everything's normal. So obviously I still want to make social media marketing advice content and talk about creative entrepreneurship, but I want to do that in a context that makes sense. So please, if you have a minute, just like leave a comment right now and let me know, like, what are you looking for right now? What would be helpful to you during this time? And I'm definitely not an expert in all of this stuff. I don't think anybody is. This is really new and unprecedented stuff that we're living through, but I can do my best to provide encouragement and hopefully the advice that's gonna make stuff a little bit more easy for you during this time. I'm also working on a couple special projects that I'm excited to tell you about. They're definitely still in the works, so much so that this is normally the stage I think where most YouTubers would be like, I've got a secret project, I'm not gonna tell you about it yet. But I'm just gonna tell you what I'm working on because, like, why not? Then I can hear your opinions on it. The first thing I'm hoping to launch like a week from today, which let's hope I can get it done. And what this is gonna be a 10-day long challenge / workshop series on Instagram Live, where I'm gonna go through 10 steps to building a solid personal brand on Instagram, starting with going in depth into finding a niche, finding your ideal audience, all the way up to building an engagement strategy that works for you. This is gonna be 20 to 30-minute live streams each day that I would love for you to show up for live. I'll be doing Q&As at the end of each one, so if you have questions you want answered, that's a really great time to do it. And then I'm gonna be saving all these live streams and uploading them as IGTV videos later on. So if you can't make it to the live, then you can always watch them later. I just really wanna provide as much information and help that I can right now, even if all I can really do is teach you about Instagram. Hopefully that can add some value to your life during this time. And I thought this would be a really fun way to do it, especially because being on live video, talking to people in real time, I think that's something that we're all really craving right now. So I thought it'd be really great to do this as a live video format rather than as like an email series or something, just because it feels a little bit more personal. And secondly, another really exciting thing I'm working on, which is going to be a little bit more long-term, is a course. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and I've had people reach out to me on Instagram and YouTube asking me if I have some kind of online course about Instagram and social media marketing, and I don't currently have one, but I've been wanting to make one for a long time. I have all kinds of free information on this YouTube channel that I really want for you to just dive in and check that out and get all the value out of it that you can. But I do think there comes a point where I can deliver more concise, strategic, and organized value in a course format rather than just on a YouTube video. So that's something that is very much in the works right now, and it's also something that I really want to hear your input on. So please feel free to comment or send me a DM on Instagram what you are really struggling with about Instagram marketing right now. I want to hear what your biggest pain points are so that I can really help to solve those in this course content. And I am planning to hopefully make this a super comprehensive course that is going to take you from zero to a thriving business and include include all the steps in there that I have taken to help my Instagram account grow. So that's why I really want to hear from you and what you need to hear so that I can make sure that it is all included. At this point, I'm thinking about doing a course that would be maybe like a 6-week live workshop style, where there would be a limited amount of people allowed into the first round of the course, and I would actually be teaching it live, taking your feedback as I go, that sort of thing. So definitely stay tuned for more information about that, and please reach out to me if you have any thoughts or opinions on this, because really I want to make this for you. I want it to be so valuable for you, and that's why I would really, really love to hear from you so that I can make it the best possible course that it can be. So overall, that is kind of what I'm doing with my time now that I'm quarantined. I can't do in-person shoots anymore, and really all of life feels like it's slowed down to a very weird pace where every day goes by and it kind of feels like a year, but it also kind of feels like an hour, and who even knows what time is anymore. I think I saw a meme the other day that it's like there's no Monday or Tuesday anymore, there is just day. But we're getting through it, and I'm trying to stay positive and productive as much as I can, but also recognizing that it's okay to take time for yourself and just chill out and relax. I'm doing a lot more reading these days, which has been fun. And I just really hope you're doing well. I would, above everything else I asked you to leave in the comments, I would just really like to know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling and how you're dealing with all this, because it's hard for all of us. And my heart goes out to all of our healthcare workers, people working in grocery stores and all the other essential services that we're still depending on. If you or anybody in your family is in those roles, thank you, give them a thank you for me. And I hope you're all staying safe and healthy and hopefully sane amidst all this quarantine and stress, and like our businesses being so much different than what we're used to them being. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know this was definitely not what I normally make, but I just wanted to reach out to you guys personally and let you know how I'm doing and see how you're doing, and just really let you know that we need to come together as a community in this time, and I'm always open for a little chat in the Instagram DM, so always feel free to reach out to me there. The best thing you can do to support me right now on YouTube is to watch my videos, so I'm gonna leave one right here for you to watch. If you would just go click on this right after this video and watch that next, it would help me out way more than you know. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because I would really appreciate that as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you over in this video. Bye.